And I'll be your friend, carry your through thick and thin. I'll always be here. Won't be no fair weather friend. I'll be here to the end, even through stormy weather. Time and time again, won't be no fair weather friend. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my wonderful, lovely family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Um, Whatever side of the diaspora that you on, this information is wonderful, is it's universal, and I'm encouraging you to get whatever kind of help you need for your emotional state. Because listen, people don't have a problem saying I got diabetes, I got high blood pressure, I have cancer, whatever it is. They don't have a problem. But when it comes to our mental health, there's such a stigma around it that you know, nobody wants to be crazy. Well, you know, I'm here to say crazy. I'm crazy. No, yeah, really. But what I want to talk about today with you guys is knowing the warning signs of being crazy. If that's the word you want to use. To be emotionally challenged or just knowing something's a little off balance. I just want to take the stigma off the word, because those of y'all who think you know and who think that you are perfect, you probably got some weird stuff going on. And those of you who realize that their life is challenges and it's full of ups and downs, and you don't have to be fake. And if somebody asks you how you doing, you can say, I'm doing fucked up. You don't necessarily have to say, oh, I'm fine, or um, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. No, you can just say, I'm just doing fucked up right now. It's okay. So I'm just talking to people that are at that level of their life, because some people really give me a hard time when I'm talking and saying these things, but I mean no harm. Because again, this is all my opinion, and opinions are like what? Booty holes, everybody got one. Okay, now, what I want to talk about today is knowing the warning signs. Okay, and so I'm going to start this article off because this came from NAMI. Now, I'm on this ball right now, so in case y'all see the first thing, you're going to be like, it's you. But no, I'm on this exercise ball right now, and that's why my body is tending to move a lot more than it should be. But I'm exercising my body while I'm doing videos. Okay? So, extreme difficulty concentrating or sitting and staying still. Okay, let's try to do that. Trying to tell the difference between what is expected behaviors and what might be signs of mental illness isn't always easy. Okay, there's no easy test that can let someone know if there is a mental illness or if actions and thoughts might be typical of a person who has a mental illness. Each illness has its own symptoms, okay? But common signs of mental illness in adults and adolescents can include the following behaviors: excessive worrying or fear, feelings of excessive sadness or low, confused thinking or problems concentrating and learning, extreme mood changes, swings, including uncontrollable highs and feelings of euphoria, prolonged or strong feelings of irritability or anger, avoiding friends and social activities, difficulties understanding or relating to other people, changes in sleeping habits or feeling tired and low energy, changes in eating habits such as increased hunger or lack of appetite, changes in your sex drive, difficulty perceiving reality, um, delusions or hallucinations, which are hallucinations, which in which a person experiences and senses things that really don't exist in objective reality. The inability to perceive changes in one's own feelings. behaviors, or personality. Lack of insight. Abuse of substances like alcohol or drugs. Multiple physical ailments without obvious causes, such as headaches, stomach aches, vague and ongoing aches and pains, always just hypochondriac. Thinking about suicide, inability to carry out daily activities or handle daily problems and stress. An intense fear of weight gain or concentration or concern with your appearance. Extreme concern. I don't know about that one, but that's what it says. Mental health conditions can also begin to develop in young children because they're obviously still learning how to identify and talk about thoughts and emotions. The most obvious symptoms in their behavior are changes in school performance, excessive worry and anxiety as well. For instance, fighting to avoid bed or fighting in school all the time. Hyperactive behavior, frequent nightmares, frequent disobedience or aggression, frequent temper tantrums. And without trying to get too deep, some of these symptoms they put down, like when I see stuff like hyperactive behavior, which is very subjective, because personally I believe that black people are a little bit more hyperactive than white people. I believe we are more energetic, and I believe that is one of the reasons that we have a clashing of the cultures as well, because they make the rules. I mean, it's almost like they judge everybody to assimilate by their particular behaviors. We're people of the sun. We are earth people. We're a little bit more hyper. We're a little bit more aggressive. We're a little bit more just earthy. And I think that can be a symptom in some cases, but more than not, it doesn't apply to most people I know. And I think a lot of us get misdiagnosed or misjudged, and I think that is one of the main reasons I certainly encourage black folks to get off into the mental health field, because we have a beauty that's all our own, just like white people have a beauty that's all their own. But we also have our own set of cultural issues that only we can deal with. And I think that a lot of us are untrusting, and we have every right to be, of some of the therapists that present themselves or that aren't aware of our cultural differences. Okay, so I want to make sure I say that because it's very important. And black people already have a stigma, even though 1 in 5 Americans, again, suffer from mental illness. Can you just think, 1 in 5? That means like 1, 2, 3, 4, you. 1, 2, 3, 4, you. 1, 2. You see what I'm saying? That, really. But let me finish this, okay? Don't be afraid to reach out if you or someone you know needs help. Learn all you can about mental health. It's an important first step. Reach out to your health insurance, primary care doctor, or in a state or a county where you live. Contact NAMI Helpline, which I highly recommend. The anonymous line to help find out what services and supports are available in your area. Now, if you know someone who needs help right now, or you need help right now immediately, you should call 911. And if you're having thoughts of suicide, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. A lot of people are in different states of their journey, and whether they're suffering from depression or suffering from just whatever it is, a lot of times around the holidays can start being real difficult, and it can trigger emotions in people that they're not really ready to deal with again. So be sensitive and be aware of your mental health. Because unlike diabetes or cancer, there is no medical test that can accurately diagnose this. A mental health professional is going to use that book that I showed you in the last video. I think it was the DSM-5, that blue book. That book. It's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and it's published by the American Psychiatric Association. So I'm not saying they're the be-all, end-all, but that's where you can start. You got to start addressing your mental health. Okay? And with that being said, I hope somebody got something out of that, because when I had took the test, there was just too many red flags for me. I excessive worry. There was a lot of things. It was a different state. So what happens is, when you get these assessments, sometimes you have to realize, is this a chronic state or is this a temporary state? Because I'm sure a lot of us have gone through some of these feelings at one time or another. So I want to make sure I make that clear. But the things that we're talking about is just like excessive over prolonged period of time. Somebody might say, well, who's to say how long? Well, when the fact that it's affecting every part of your life, that's a good gauge. Okay? All right. Well, I'm done. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, share. Take care of yourself today. Get you some alkaline water. Get some good alkaline water and drink as much as you can. Keep flushing yourself out. Flush all the madness out and put good stuff in. All right? So with that being said, I'm going to see you in the next video.